So, Danny, we appreciate you dropping by. Let's start with that Knicks-Pacers series. New York getting a big game-win one, albeit in controversial fashion. Did the Pacers, though, prove to you they can hang and make this a competitive series, or did they kind of miss their best opportunity to do so?
I think they proved they can hang. They've shown very good spurts and signs that they can outscore New York. They play at a different pace. They're going to have to continue to do that. They did lose this one. This is the one they were supposed to, sneak in and get. I don't know if they'll do it again, but I think this one goes at least 6 games. I don't know if they win it, but I think they have a really good opportunity. Pascal's got to be more aggressive. T.J. McCollum has to continue doing what he does, and so does Obi Toppin. Their bench has been a huge plus for them, so I think they've shown great signs. If I'm them, I'm extremely confident going into Game 2.
And, Danny, the Nuggets appear to be absolutely imploding, losing 2 games, at home. Jamal Murray throwing things around. Do you think that they could potentially even come back in this series, or do you think that there will be a series sweep for Minnesota?
I think last game was an imploding game. The one before that wasn't too bad. They're not playing that terrible. I think they can you can never count them out. It's like you can never count out the Kansas City Chiefs. Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, you cannot ever count them out. I think they can do it one game at a time. Minnesota was one of those teams that weren't a great fourth quarter team, so they have to continue to play basketball and hopefully stick around close enough to the fourth quarter where Minnesota may show some of the immaturity. But got to give credit to Minnesota. They had an unbelievable defensive effort all game. Karl-Anthony Towns was huge, and their bench has been huge. Nazi Reed, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, those guys, 28 points off the bench for them. And the last 2 games, Nazi Reed was a huge impact for them. But, Karl-Anthony Towns really showed up in a big way last night. Not just offensively, but defensively. So it's going to be tough for Denver, but I can't ever count them out. I think they can do it one game at a time.
Even though we're still a couple rounds away, you can already make bets on the NBA Finals MVP market. Jason Tatum's your favorite, plus 140. Anthony Edwards is now second at a price of plus 375. Do you like either of those players to win the award, or is there some other direction you would look right now?
I think those are the 2 top players right now. Obviously, things can change according to who wins. Jalen Brunson could be in there, but Anthony Edwards for me is the top dog. He's the number 1 guy. He's been playing at an ultimate level, getting his guys playing very high. And Minnesota's defense, they're about to send the defending champs home if they continue to play like that for 48 minutes. They just got to get 2 more wins. I don't know if they'll do it, but they have to get it done within 6. If they don't get it done within 6, Denver's going to go back to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, all this talk about Anthony Edwards in Minnesota. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they're the 1 seed in the Western Conference. They had an MVP candidate in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But, Danny, they haven't played much basketball lately. As Joe pointed out, they haven't lost a game in more than a month. So I'm curious, for Game 1 tonight against Luka and the Mavs, do you expect OKC to look well-rested or rusty?
I think a little bit of both. I do have SGA as my number 1. He is my MVP this year, regular season award. Take a team like that to the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. As you see how tough it is, he deserves that MVP award. They have had a lot of time off. They are young, though, so I expect them to be fresh, but also a little rusty. It may take them a quarter or so to get into it. But these young kids are here now, and they're not letting anybody. They're letting everybody know that this is our time. From Minnesota to OKC, I can see them surprising a lot of people and letting people know, especially in Dallas, that we're coming to play and we're coming to try to get the series. I do have Dallas. I give them the edge, but OKC is no team to sleep on.
All right. Maybe it takes a quarter for OKC to get their legs. Perhaps you consider Dallas plus the points in the first 12 minutes. Finally, we'll get you out of here with this. The Celtics tripped up in Game 2 of their last series at home against the Heat, but that was the only blemish in that series. Do you see the Cavs being able to steal at least one of these games that they're going to play in Boston in this series?
I don't know, man. This is a tough one. I know Miami got them. They had Spo. They shot really well. As you said earlier, Cleveland, I don't know if they have the firepower. I think Donovan Mitchell can get you a game, at least one. I don't know if it'll happen. Celtics are playing really well. They are a little rusty. Their game to sneak is probably the first one. If they don't get the first one, it's going to be really tough for them to get any other game. But they do play well at home. So I do think Boston has some mishaps, especially with Porzingis being out. They can probably sneak one within the series. But if they don't get it in the first one or one at home, it's going to be ugly for them. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA,